very good evening to everyone present here. It is truly a matter of great pride and joy for me to welcome you all to this special occasion. I would like to extend my warm greetings to our Honorable Senior Professor Mr. Ajay Kumar Singh sir, respected Director Professor Dr. Mahesh Sharma sir, respected Dhyan P.S. Chauhan sir, our esteemed guest speaker, respected faculty members, and dear students. I am Yadav Mishra, student of BBA 5th semester. I feel extremely privileged to address you all to the 43rd online interactive session hosted by Delhi School of Professional Studies and Research, an institution well known for its unwavering commitment to academic distinctions and nurturing leaders. Today, Today's session adds another chapter to our ongoing journey of learning and development. It is an opportunity for each one of us to engage in meaningful dialogue, gain valuable knowledge, and grow into well rounded individuals both personally and professionally. At DSPSR, we deeply value experiences that go beyond textbooks. We believe in preparing students for the real world by exposing them to practical, industry relevant learning. This session, centered on the theme of leadership development, is a fine example of how we aim to bridge academic theory with corporate reality. It is with my great pleasure that we welcome Mr. Ramashrya Yadav sir, who joins us today as our respected session speaker. We are equally pleased to have Dr. Mahesh Sharma sir as the moderator of this session. We sincerely thank both of you for being here and for your willingness to share your insights and experience with us. We welcome you both, sir. To commence this session on an auspicious note, let us now take part in a symbolic ritual, the lighting of virtual lamp. This act represents the removal of darkness and the unsharing in of the wisdom and enlightenment. May this flame of knowledge guides us towards clarity, confidence, and leadership in the days ahead. With this, I would now request Mr. Arun sir to kindly play the. Thank you so much, sir. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a heartfelt welcome to our guest for today's session, Mr. Ramashraya Yadav sir, a stalwart in India's real estate and investment ecosystem. Mr. Ramashraya Yadav sir, a proud alumnus of Harvard Business School, brings with him over 25 years of unparalleled experience in field of construction, real estate, banking, and investment. Throughout his career, he has consistently demonstrated excellence in leadership, strategic thinking, and visionary execution. He formerly served as the CEO of Ed- Edlibay Real Estate, where he managed an exceptional portfolio worth over 5,000 crores. His sharp investment and operational expertise have been instrumental in successfully closing several marquee transactions that continue to be benchmarked in the industry. Currently, he plays a vital role as the board member of Arunam Profit Tech Limited, the first NSE listed Profit company in India, further reinforcing his influence in the rapidly evolving space. In his most recent venture, he stands as the visionary force behind Integrow Asset Management, continuing to shape the future of real estate investment with innovation and integrity. Sir, it is truly an honor to have you with us today. We eagerly look forward to learning from your insights, and experiences that promises to enrich our understanding and broaden our horizon. It gives me great honor to welcome today's esteemed moderator, Professor Dr. Mahesh Sharma sir, a visionary academic, accomplished author, and seasoned educator with a legacy of over 50 years in teaching, administration, and thought leadership. Dr. Mahesh Sharma sir is currently serving as professor in Department of Computer Science at New Delhi Institute Education Ecosystem. Beyond academics, Dr. Mahesh Sharma sir is a motivational speaker, a passionate writer of poetry, and he inspired thousands of students and professionals alike through his sessions on professional ethics, communication, and leadership. Sir, we are truly privileged to have you as our moderator for today's session. With that, I want to hand over the mic to Professor Dr. Mahesh Sharma sir.
Thank you so much, Anubhav. Very good evening to the keynote speaker for today, Ram sir. This is Professor Dr. Mahesh Sharma, Director at DSPSR. Sir, first of all, I welcome you with all my heart on the behalf of the DSPSR, all the DSPSR family members. And sir, you'll be amazed to know and you'll be happy to know that this is our 43rd day today that we are having you as keynote speaker today. And for the sake of the students, we are having uh, daily sessions from 6 to 7 p.m. For the sake of the students, just to make them learn a lot of things from the people like you, from the industry, from the academia, from different verticals of the fields. And sir, I welcome you all. Apart from this, I welcome all the faculty members, all the students who are here to learn something. So, therefore, without wasting much of the time, I would like to start with the session. Sir, I have some questions with you, and I request you to kindly enlighten our students with some of your inside thoughts. Sir, my very first question is from the vertical of leadership and career journey, that you have had a remarkable journey across real estate, banking, and investment. What pivotal movements or decisions most significantly shaped your leadership path? Over to you, sir.
Dr. Sharma, thank you so much. It's a pleasure and a privilege to um, speak to you and to your students. And thank you for this honor. Uh, Now, to your question, that what are the pivotal moments that have shaped my life and my career? Uh, Largely, when we look at 25 years of career, we try and find some strategic moves or a trend, but life is all about really being open to experiment, and sometimes those risks that we take in the career is what shapes and makes us. Uh, my career way back in 99 when I joined Shapurji Palanji and Company happened to be one of the conglomerates, one of the largest companies in India. For your students to know, Shapurji Palanji owned and still continues to own more than 17% of Tata Sons, which is the holding company of the entire Tata Group. And as per the records, it is almost 2.5 times more than the Tata family itself. That's the size of the company. Having joined a very large conglomerate, having gone through a very competitive process, I thought that this is the time of career that you have arrived. That you're working in a large corporation, great brand, great profile, and then 3 years down the line, I took one of the biggest risks of my life. In year 2002, I joined a real estate company, which was a startup, just about 6 months old, no projects, 92 lakh rupees of capital. And the first 2.5 years were very, very difficult. I had many opportunities to, go back and join a large corporate, but I think it's not only important that you take risks, sometimes you have to also back those risks by having a greater degree of perseverance and patience. And as the record would go, the same company which started with 92 lakh, we were very successful. And in 2007, we were one of India's first real estate companies to file for an IPO. And in 2008, it became one of the first real estate companies from Western India to cross $1 billion of market cap. So I think that one pivotal moment was there. And then as the success comes, you also start thinking that why to change or why to take unknown uh, territory. And in 2014, I had another pivotal moment where the same company which took us IPO, the investment bank, Edelweiss, I joined Edelweiss as CEO to set India's first active real estate credit book. Uh, it was again very difficult. The first 1 year, I kept on, figuring out how somebody who had been borrowing money and doing real estate will now become a banker and lend to the same sector when you know the challenges and nuances. It took some time, it took some courage, but we started and we scaled the book to almost about $1 billion. Selling that in year 2020 at a very successful venture of career. Third risk of starting Integrow Asset Management. And I'm happy that despite of all the challenges of COVID and post-COVID, challenges of whether you'll get the great team or not, but today we are one of the largest private equity firms in the country with almost a team size of about 35 people. So yeah, that has been my journey, Dr. Sharma.
So thank you so much. What I learned from this that if we want to grow ourselves anywhere, we need discipline, we need consistency. At least we need some dedication, some devotion, some loyalty towards ourselves, towards the thing we are running after. So there are so many things, and you have just enlightened all of us with so many things. And sir, my next question is all about your portfolio. I was reading somewhere that my question that would you like to share some of your biggest challenges you faced while leading a 5,000 crore rupees portfolio, and how did you navigate them? Over to you, sir.
I mean, see, in India, we live in two Indias. One India where we see, a galore of opportunities. We live in a brilliantly lucky time in this country today. You can simply pick any field and scale that up. So I think I would start from there that India offers opportunity, and I think it will continue to offer this opportunity for next 40 to 50 years, at least in the visible future. So I think scale as an opportunity exists in India. The challenge is because the opportunity is so large, we are also not just a new economy, but we are also a nuanced economy. And the first challenge that we face is that every business is evolving. Between 2014 to 2020, when I was setting up, the real estate credit book of that size, we were hit by the first challenge that happened in 2016 in terms of demonetization, immediately followed by GST implementation, and immediately followed by RERA implementation across the country. So challenges were there, but if you look on the hindsight, every single challenge also created more opportunity and more scale. So challenges were there. I mean, developers who would not even keep the proper books of account, who would think that a chartered accountant is the CFO, CA, accountant, risk manager, everything, to then have a proper corporate governance had been the real challenge. And I think it continues to be the real challenge where the industry, and specifically in India, most of the companies do not invest adequately in professionalizing the governance. uh, Companies unfortunately still run on the whims and risk taking of single individuals or two people sitting as owners, rather than creating a collaborative environment where everybody is participating. I In my mind, that is the biggest challenge where Indian entrepreneurs will have to seriously start investing in governance.
Great, sir. And no pains, no gains. And what I learned from this, actually, you have converted the challenges into opportunity and you have exploited that opportunity in a positive way.
Right.
Thank you so much, sir, for this from the behalf of the students. And sir, actually, what are the key factors you consider when evaluating large-scale real estate investments in India? And how have these evolved in the last decade? Over to you, sir.
So, while real estate offers a very safe passage to risk, because you see what you get and you get what you see. And that's why the name itself suggests real estate. Um, I think the the 3-4 areas that we look at is number one. In India, we still are emerging using all the digital technology and the new legal framework. We are still not there in terms of safety of title. Every day you pick the newspaper and you'll see this land, that land, and so people have usurped the land. इसने government की land ले ली. People fought for land, and there are crimes around that. That happens because we have not been able to securitize and digitize the land records. So that's one thing that we are very, very particular about. That the title of the land that we are investing in or the building that we are investing has to be impeccably perfect. The second, and that also comes from the large size. Every city and everybody is an expert in real estate. All your students understand real estate because they see it. Generally, you see that, okay, there is a lot of emotional wave around real estate. Either people are emotionally very excited that, look, market is going to go up, let's build more, or let's buy, or they are emotionally drained that in some corner of the world there is a war and people say, oh, the time is bad, the market is not so good. So the way to possibly, analyze and underwrite that kind of a risk is to understand the demography and the real demand, because you have to rise above the bias of emotions and excitement and really figure out that the inventory that is being built, will it get absorbed? One. Two, the pricing at which you are underwriting or you're saying the inventory will be sold, are there enough jobs or opportunities of income for people who are buying that house? Because if you go in a city and just make very expensive house, while it may look great on design, but if the buyers of that house cannot earn enough to fund it, then you will get stuck at some point of time. The third part that we try and see is that, can the real estate that we are underwriting consistently deliver on the cash flows? Are there all the permissions in place? is the transparency, is the sales team, is the accounting and financial closure gets completely closed with our involvement. So those are a couple of things that we generally look for.
Thank you so much, sir. Actually, your struggling part of your life was really, sir, worth learning, worth listening. And again, thank you, sir. And how do you see the relationship between real estate and financial markets maturing in the next 5 to 10 years? Over to you, sir.
I think India has, post 1993, India saw the financialization of the capital markets. We started with a humble less than 1 lakh crore of market cap, and as we speak, we are almost at $4.5 trillion of market cap. If and your students and you are there, if you go back to 2006 and 7, the headlines would always read that so and so foreign investor came and the markets are on buoyancy, or so and so foreign investors sold and the markets have crashed and gone down. India is no more that thing. We have become, a market where we are getting more than 35 to 40,000 crores of inflows every month in mutual funds. These are unheard kind of numbers. So the way you saw the stock market growing to $4.5 trillion today, I think the financialization of real estate is going to be the next big move. We are currently at about 375 billion of investments in real estate. I would be very conservative to say that by 2035 we would be crossing $1 trillion. And that says the story. So my view is that financialization of real estate through REITs, through alternative investments, through bond markets is the next big trend to watch.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. And as a board member of Forum PropTech, how do you envision technology transforming traditional real estate practices in India, sir? Over to you.
So see, it's a much larger play in offering in India, and the way we looked at is that the digital transformation and digital adoption for the industry would be the core. It would be the spine of growth. And that's the reason way back in 2021, we started investing in technology companies. We acquired about 14 technology companies, provided the capital, and built a very, very strong and robust governance model for them. And that success is out there in market. It's a listed company. We are at about 1,600 crores of market cap. But I think it is just the tip of the iceberg. India is a very large market. We are still far from the real sizes. We are at about $3,200 per capita income. And we are spending on overall real estate transactions. We are spending less than 0.4 on digital side, which in any other industry is almost at 6.5 to 7%. If that number reaches to 5% also, you're talking about a completely new industry called PropTech, which would be almost about $100 billion industry. Just that we are at a very early stage, and we made the first steps, first call. But as I said, taking the risk is a matter of courage. But staying put, visualizing the longer term view is something which is a matter of perseverance and believing in a story called India. Every time you take a risk, you have to ask yourself that are you betting for India's growth story? And I think if you ask 100 people in the room, nobody would be able to afford not betting. And I think that's where we as a business feel that it's not just technology, but also the India's growth story where we are. And we are at a very early stage, I would say.
Great, sir. Great. And sir, in your view, what are the top three prop tech innovations that will redefine urban living and investment in the coming years? Over to you, sir.
I think two, three things. First one, when you talk about the living lifestyle, and there are all these students here on the panel, and they have joined. I think this generation doesn't want to block their capital uh, and trade it with quality of life. The young India wants to go there, experience the life. They want to live the luxuries of life rather than uh, going and putting their capital in real estate at very early stages or at age. While this may be a great, story of asset building, uh, and I think this is where the first big change that may happen is the trend on co-living, where the young, first time, second time, people who are in jobs or in profession may choose quality of life and standard of living via, the co-living format. We run a company known as Hello World, which manages 23,000 beds across the country. And it is surprisingly hilarious that, the first reason of young people to choose Hello World is the degree of high Instagrammability. And I think this is the new world. So this is the first new trend that we may see. The second is happening around the senior living, and lot of players have now started avoiding calling senior living as senior living, and they're calling it as second innings. I think the second inning real estate market would surprise everybody uh, by any yardstick, because it will be close to about a 20 to 30 billion dollar market in a very, very short term. And the reason is very simple. In 2010, India all hardly had maybe 1.5 or 2.5 to 3 million people who could fund their second inning. You retired because the disposable income or the retirement income was not much. But with the financial instruments growth today, people above 60, above 65 who can fund their second inning better than the first inning stands at well above 10 million people. They need good care, they need good facilities, they need good sporting facilities for seniors, they need digital technologies to be connected to the world. They want to work, they can add value. And I think this is a new economy, which India has to become aware and work on. So that's the second trend. I think the third trend on technology side is that in next 4 to 5 years, we are in for a surprise that the legal cases related to titles and land would come down by 1/10. And the reason is that at a very fast, rapid speed, the titles will get onto blockchain. They'll be completely digital. The courts have already moved digital. I think it's time of titles to move digital, and that itself will reduce the burden on the judiciary in a very, very big way. and it will also give the safety and security, and also it will give birth to the property insurance or the title insurance as a new industry.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, actually, I'm not asking anything, sir. First of all, let me clear this thing in front of you. Actually, students have submitted their so many questions. So many students have, sir, I have got this. And on behalf of this, I'm just asking you, I'm not taking a test, sir. Actually, we are trying to learn a lot of things from your past experiences and current experiences, sir. And actually, sir, this is my personal question. Which cities or regions in India do you believe hold the most untapped potential for real estate development and why?
Um, I think it's a tricky question to answer, but let me take you back to 2016 when we announced 100 smart cities, and the idea was very noble. It took some time, and I think it will still take some more time to bring smart cities to the fore. Where, and I don't say that we have failed. I think it's there are certain things which take time. I think the real strength of India's real estate growth lies in the tier two and tier three cities. Metros have overgrown, they need to be decongested. Um, the cities have become unsafe and unlivable. Delhi is an example, Mumbai is an example, Calcutta is an example. So metros will have to get greener, they will have to decongest. We will see emergence of many satellite cities. For Mumbai, you can see that Pune became a great satellite option. Um, Nasik will become a satellite option. I think cities like Indore, cities like Bhopal, cities like in North, Jaipur, Udaipur, even cities like Jodhpur, Jaisalmer, North, the whole of the Uttarakhand. In UP, you see the smaller cities growing, and the reason is very simple. These cities were victims of migrating the local people to larger cities. Now, because of that, the growth did not happen. And the one thing that changed in last 20 years is the speed of infrastructure. We were hardly building 6.5 to 7 kilometer roads a day. We have we have gone to about 31 to 32 kilometers roads a day. Now that's massive. And the real impact of that you will start seeing in next 5 to 8 years. And it's already starting. And I'm not sure if your students would belong to and have seen a city like Surat. It has completely transformed. Ahmedabad, Indore, um, these are the cities where, just about 7 years, 10 years back, you would not believe that there will be, multi-floor buildings. But now these have started becoming reality. And I think COVID was a catalyst where cities automatically got or at least started decongesting. The regulators, the policymakers have realized that they need to spread the dividend of economic growth through the tier two and tier three cities also. And I think that's where the future lies.
So thank you so much. Initially, you told that this is a very tricky question, but sir, very intelligently you handled this question. Hats off, sir. And sir, actually, this is all about your, personal philosophy and advice you would like to give to our students. That what core values or principles have guided you consistently through your career in high stakes leadership roles. Over to you, sir.
I think the principles and values, more or less, are like DNA. They don't change with time, but the language changes. Um, I think people who were born between the 70s, 80s, are the people who have seen the less. So they struggled, worked hard for the more or for becoming better. And the we are lucky to be living in a world where we still are not that there we have excesses in life, but we are blessed with resources. We are blessed with infrastructure. I think, given that, the one thing that I would like to advise to the young generation is that unfortunately there is no replacement um, of hard work to the growth that you want. You have to work hard. But what changes now is are two things. Number one, that with the hard work, can you add smart work? And I think the only way to add smart work is to go through the consistent loop of learning. Uh, with technology, with digital transformation, things have started changing and the jobs get irrelevant very, very fast. So if the students work smart, which basically means work to learn and learn to work in a loop as one key philosophy, nothing can stop your growth. I think that's the first one. The second one is, uh, you know, you have too many instruments, gadgets to, disturb, take you to different paths. Uh, Try and also balance life with drama. uh, because I think the next big challenge for the youth is that they have to very clearly stay updated, away, and aware of uh, the new social media. Um, I think that's while it's a great boon, but it also is a bane because it kind of takes you away. So if a balance, because in our age when we are working, we said work-life balance. Now I call it as digital and real balance. Do not live too much in digital, but also balance it with the real world. Have real friends, have real ecosystem. Um, Talk to people. I think the next big business model in the world that will emerge is the human touch. When everything moves to technology and the digital and the AI, where even your and my voices can be impersonated, the only thing that will be left with is the warmth of our relationship when we meet each other and when we talk to each other. And I think the new generation and the students have to be really, really mindful of that.
Thank you so much, sir. Actually, I used to tell students that there's a difference, very huge difference in between the real life and the real life. So, accordingly, as you just mentioned, that there must be a balance and what content people watch, what content people deliver. We need to make the balance what we watch and how much we need to watch. And we need to watch our acts also, basically what we are looking at, what we are reacting, how we are reacting upon the things. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, one personal question from you. Like, how do you stay grounded, so much grounded, and maintain clarity of vision while navigating fast-paced, high-pressure environments? Over to you, sir.
I think it is the easiest thing is to stay grounded because we walk on the ground. Uh, I think we should not associate ourselves with too much with titles, success, or the positions. We realize it as we grow. And it's a natural human tendency to have the burns of struggle, which is what gives you, or which is what gives the rise to ego or anger. I think one of the best ways is, and I'm not preaching, but I think maybe even 2 minutes of focus on breathing um, makes you grounded.
Sir, great, sir. Sir, actually, there are so many things. Actually, just I asked you a question about the cities and regions in which in India that are still untapped, right, sir? I'm going to ask you a question for our young professionals. Like, what advice would you give to our young professionals, our, uh, I mean, students, to the young generation aspiring to enter the world of real estate, investing, or asset management today? Please, sir.
Um, I think my first advice is don't take my advice. uh, because I think the young generation is very, very smart. They are well informed. Um, so it's very difficult to give advice to a generation which is more intelligent than what collectively we would have learned. Uh, Other than the experience that we bring in situations of distress, stress, um, I think they are smart. But they have to certainly look at only one thing, and that's my advice is do not choose a career because it will make you money. Do not choose a career because it will give you a social light to make you feel better. Choose a career and somewhere try and bring in an essence of purpose. Just be conscious. You don't have to write a statement, you don't have to do an essay. But even if you're conscious that what is the purpose of what you are choosing, I think the young generation is destined to make India a great country. And they are at the right place, the right space with right hearts and minds. They don't need really advice because they any advice given by people older would take them back. I would say don't take the advice. Be a rebel, but find a purpose.
So thank you so much, sir. But I would request you from your good self, if you can take our students as an interns and make them ready for the future of India. What do you say, sir, about this?
We'll be very happy, and we will create a program for your students to come and talk to us, participate in the group conversations. We have uh, been greatly working with institutions such as IIT Mumbai and IIM Ahmedabad. Um, Frankly, we are not um, very fixated about campuses. I think the real talent of India lies everywhere in India. And we are absolutely open to talk to your students and give them an opportunity to experience the world that we belong.
So thank you so much. What I think you have opened the gates for our students. After IITs and IIMs, DSPSR is also waiting for your guidance, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Pleasure.
I have taken as like you have nodded for the same. Thank you, sir. Hats off, sir. Thank you so much. Sir, time is less, so my questions are not going to stop, but very crucial question. What is your vision with the Integrow in the next 5 years, sir?
As I said, that financialization of real estate would take real estate uh, as about $1 trillion in next 7 to 8 years. And all that we are trying to do is building an institution for multi-fund, multi-strategy investing. And we believe and we are very confident that we should be touching. Uh, it's useless to say that what number because nobody knows the future, but at least to stay relevant and significant, we have to reach somewhere between $4 to $5 billion as soon as possible.
Great, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, how did you go about building the right team for Integrow, and what qualities do you believe are non-negotiable in people you choose to work with? Over to you, sir.
As the name suggests, Integrow, which basically means integrity before growth. So while we know growth is there in India, I think all we need to really stick by is the principles of integrity. And principles of integrity is there. I mean, it's all written in our Vedas and Puranas. I mean, if you look at Ramayana, and I always quote that example that one of the chopais that says that the word that you give cannot be compromised. And that's the ethos of people, the team members here in Integrow, who are whose integrity is unquestionable towards serving the investors' interest first. And our ethos are you before me. And that's what we practice.
Again, sir, big hand for you, sir, from my side. What an reply, sir. And what was the realization that made you want to build Integrow AMC?
India was swarmed with a lot of diversified financial services companies. And I thought that there is a gap to build a specialized asset management company which focuses on one of the largest but overlooked asset classes, which is real estate. And that was the real reason I thought that can we really build a global institution, not just by size, but also by the purpose. And our purpose is that in India, I think the population will move towards owning real estate through financialized assets. And that's what we are working towards.
Right, sir. And what do you believe is fundamentally broken or misunderstood about the investment management industry today? And how is Integrow challenging that status quo? Over to you, sir.
The way investment management companies in India have worked largely, while there have not been any accidents or major accidents, because we are blessed with a regulator who thinks ahead of time, who thinks of risk better than the global peers, and keeps on tweaking, changing the regulations. But still, I think what investment management companies are currently at a very early stage of evolution. The need for transparency is much higher than what is practiced today, which basically means that when you go and invest, can an investor also know the risk immediately the way you know? Because that's the core of risk and risk management, and the trust. I think in past there have been a couple of instances where the NAVs have certainly dropped. Those things don't happen overnight. There's a trend. There are risks, and if investment managers in India are transparent enough, I think there is a lot of growth, and there is a lot to do. So that's my take on it's not broken. We are at a very early stage of evolution, and it will get evolved as we move forward. And I think from the investor's perspective, I urge most of the investors, and through your students also, that they have to take the faith and trust in the regulation. Because every day you open the newspaper and it says that 100 crores, 200 crores, 1,000 crores in the Ponzi scheme, somebody took the money, went out. I think there are two very, and it's unfortunate. There are two edges. On one side, there are investors who are very gullible, unaware, not educated about their rights and regulations. And on the other side, there are investors who are very, very highly driven by risk and opportunity and all that. I think India needs a balance and India needs a lot of education. Investment management companies, beyond their products, have to also invest in educating people. So that's what I think. So I think the education is broken there.
Well, similarly, actually, our government or our, you can say that there's no education about about investing your money, where to invest money. There's no education regarding the same. There are no such courses or something like that. But sir, is there any difference as you are in this sector since last so many years, since ages? When you started, when you stepped in this sector, and if I compare in between when you stepped in and today's time, is there any changes you have experienced?
Yeah, I mean, we are evolving between the 2008 financial crisis, which we all were part of, historic moment for the world and for India, to now. I think one that the regulators have really taken the mantle of educating investors. But I think the real impact will come when the players in the industry also participate and not leave completely to the shoulders of the regulators. I think, and we are very happy to possibly as Integrow tie up with institutions like you, who at a very grassroots level can maybe develop courses and train their students. It doesn't take a lot. I think the principles of investing are more important than where to invest, because whenever I go to colleges and institutions, the first question is, should we invest in this stock and should we invest in real estate? I think the question should be, why should we invest? And what are those two or three things that we should look at wherever we are investing? I think that is the real education.
Very true, sir. Actually, when we talk to the students, they are into HR, they are into sales, they are into marketing, or they are into finance and some other sectors. But no one is still talking about the real estate. That I want to be the part of real estate. This is what the point is. Actually, why our government or why the people, why the educators of our country are fail in providing such education?
I think the answer lies uh, in the way this industry has behaved historically. The stories that you have heard, the stories that you have lived, it makes real estate as almost an industry which is armpit of the universe. Nobody wants to touch it, and that goes down right to the leaders in real estate uh, and the accidents they have caused. Uh, and it's not just that. I think real estate is one of the life's biggest decision that an individual makes. And every time when you are making a decision for something which is the largest investment of your life, you also put your emotions, you also put your emotions very, very heavily to it. And anything going wrong makes that industry villainous. So the real reason is there. So I think more and more transparency, more and more regulation is what will slowly make the real estate industry gain prominence. At the end of the day, it is an industry which we all live to get a great house. The one dream that every human being lives is, I want a great house. If you already have a house, you want to upgrade to a better one. right? If that is so important, how on earth is it possible that the industry takes a bad tag? And I think the answer lies in the real reason is that when you put something so heavily on one asset class, and not just money but the emotion, uh, then that industry has to become very, very responsible.
Great, sir. Great, sir. Last but not the least, sir. First of all, happy Guru Purnima on behalf of all our DSPSL family members. Happy Guru Purnima, sir.
Thank you, and happy Guru Purnima
Thank you,
to
sir.
all the gurus there.
Thank you, sir. One last question. One last question on behalf of all the students, sir. Sir, any advice? Any advice from the mentor, from the guru, from Ram sir to our students? How can they enter into real estate business? Please, sir.
I think real estate is the only business which is very universally available to your doorstep. Start looking at opportunities around you, players around you. At the least, you can become a developer. At the best, you can become an investor in real estate. And there is no entry barrier. And that's the greatest news. So be aware, read, ask, question. I think that's the best way to get into the industry.
Thank you, sir. Sir, thank you so much for being the part of our college. And saying thanks is an understatement to the visionary like you, sir. And we'll wait for your kind presence to our institution in the physical mode very soon. And again, I'm requesting you on behalf of all the DSPSR family members to kindly provide internship to our students, and we'll be able to send you some MOU.
That he has said, Professor Mahesh, already. Yeah, are there any questions from the audience? If anybody wants to ask, we can open it up for the audience. Already time is running out, actually.
I have a question for
Please.
Ramji. Sir, real estate is such a big money. It's like an ocean where all the rivers meet. A man earns all his life and finally purchases one house. Okay. I'm talking from consumer perspective. So eventually, whatever I may do, I give it to you. Okay. Or to your allied organizations where you have invested, right? But if you look at the industry per se, despite being in business for so many years, number one, it is not organized. Number two, the quality of human resources in real estate is luck by chance. A person works on some project as site engineer, then he jumps the gun, he goes somewhere else, then he goes somewhere else. And even that, till very senior people, diploma and civil engineers can't even read the CAD drawing. Whereas, on the other hand, if I look at it, the level of engagements between real estate and educational institutions, which can be of big help to them, is almost negligible compared to other industries. For example, IT industry, for example, services industry, IHM. There are so many IHMs which are serving hospitality industry. Airlines have so many air hostess institutes. But real estate, nobody has thought about it. You are a visionary leader. If we wish to have a level of engagement which can be a role model between real estate and an educational institution, what would broad roadmap look like?
I think there is a lot of effort already made, and I completely agree to you that, and that's the reason I said in one word, real estate industry is considered to be the armpit of universe. That everything that can be toxic happens in real estate, or at least is perceived to be. First, I think the reason is very simple. When in 2002 we started, I was part of a startup in real estate. 2002, developers were called builders. When in 2006 we filed our DRHP, it was the first IPO ever filed in Indian stock market. And listing on stock market is the first step towards governance and transparency. Now you don't see many companies listed, and that's one issue. But I also practice factfulness. The world is not becoming a worse place to live, it is only becoming a better one. If you look at data. And data suggests that in 2002, when we started, there were 0 corporate houses in real estate. 0. And in 2015, there were 4 or 5 large ones. And as we speak today, there are more than 30 large corporates, which includes companies like Tata, Birla, Godrej, DLF, Adani's, now Reliance coming in real estate.
But they have done more damage to the society than good.
It's
See,
a view.
a DLF building comes up, a house which was worth not worth 4 lakhs, because of DLF building becomes a house worth of 4 crores, because their price is 30 crores.
Sir, it's a narrative. अब आपने प्रोफेशन ऐसा ले लिया तो थोड़ा दिक्कत तो होगी.
Actually,
बट प्रोफेसर आप ये देखिए,
गवर्नमेंट भी सर्कल रेट बढ़ा देती है, ठीक है, गवर्नमेंट भी फायदा उठाती है, उसका सब फायदा उठाते हैं, सिर्फ कंज्यूमर शॉर्ट चेंज होता है.
नहीं सर, कंज्यूमर शॉर्ट चेंज होता तो वहां गरीब रहते या कोई नहीं रहता. And that's why I said factfulness is very important. The fact is, to buy DLF's 100 apartments, there are at least 230 applications. I would urge you and suggest to look at India from that lens, that there is money being made.
तो आप बेसिकली अमीरों के मसीहा हैं.
नहीं सर. नहीं सर. All I'm saying is that you have to look at your profession. Where is the money? How can you?
Got it.
How you can make the money to?
समझ गया सर, समझ गया, इतना में समझ गया.
सर आपके लिए भी है. तो ये आपकी चॉइस है सर कि आप 2 करोड़ वाला लेके खुश हैं.
He has invested a lot of money into real estate, Dhyan.
See, I mean, that's why I said that the lens of factfulness can be looked at from both the sides. Talk about Bombay. Sir, it is very important question that you have raised. सिर्फ मैं बॉम्बे की बात बता रहा हूँ. 2007, 65% of Mumbai's population lived in slums. 2007, sir. Today, as we speak, only 27% population lives in slums. आपको पता है सर वो बीच वाला कहाँ गया? Government has, using the private sector, given free houses to each and every slum dweller. दूसरा side भी है sir, social side. And I'll tell you the other side on that, sir. The crime rates, not just globally, in India, in Mumbai, have gone to standstill in the areas where the development is happening. So real estate also needs to be looked from a very different lens, and that responsibility is on your able shoulders, sir. अब अगली बार आप किसी रियल एस्टेट वाले से बात करें तो आप थोड़ा तो उसकी तरफ भी एम्पैथी रखें कि कुछ कर रहा है वो समाज के लिए.
अब इसमें और भी चीज ऐड कर सकते हैं ना सर. रियल एस्टेट में जो बच्चों को कंपनी मिलती है, उससे बच्चे जल्दी फास्ट डेवलप होते हैं, ज्यादा अच्छे बनते हैं, तो वो भी एक समाज सेवा है.
सर सेवा ही तो कर रहे हैं हम लोग. I mean, that's why I said an industry which deals with your dreams, you can only have a very extreme view on it. Either a very great view, क्योंकि आपका 2 करोड़ का अपार्टमेंट 20 करोड़ का हो गया, और a very extreme view on the other side कि 2 करोड़ का अपार्टमेंट जिंदगी भर की कमाई थी, डेवलपर ने अभी तक डिलीवर नहीं किया.
सही बात है. मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था सर. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर द पर्सपेक्टिव.
Thank you, Ramji, for sparing your
पर सर
valuable.
आपने ये नहीं बताया अभी तक कि एंगेजमेंट किस तरह से हो सकता है बिटवीन एकेडमिक्स एंड रियल एस्टेट.
So I think देखिए RICS and Amity came to.
इंटर्नशिप तो एक बात है, बट आई एम टॉकिंग ऑफ एंगेजमेंट वेयर रियल
No, I'm
एस्टेट
talking
बेनिफिट्स
about-
आउट ऑफ एजुकेशन इंस्टीट्यूशंस.
I'm talking about education. I think RICS and Amity came together so that they could bring the best practices which are global in real estate, and they started developing the courses of 2-year postgraduate, post engineering or post architecture. NICPAN in Pune is one of the most premier institutions which teaches project management and the business management to the students in civil engineering background. You have CEPT Ahmedabad, which is equivalent to IIM Ahmedabad.
IRM.
Yes, which teaches the architects and urban planners the advanced urban planning and management. I think in bits and pockets, there are a lot of things happening where I think institutions such as yours can play a role is to bring industry together, not just by interns, but also developing courses, also talking about how to invest or how to look at real estate from a futuristic perspective. There's a lot that can be done, and that's the way to go. But ऐसा नहीं है कि नहीं हो रहा है. There is a lot that is going on, but we need to have more centers of excellence. Either it is done through sponsored research. For example, we have collaborated with CEPT Ahmedabad for the most innovative ways of new urban world in India. Similarly, there are a lot of things that can be done.
That's a very fair view. That's a very fair view. I'm done, sir. Professor Mahesh.
Thank you, sir.
Anubhav,
over to you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I have a little small question because we are running we are running late. So I've reduced my question. Like, if you have to define success in one word, what that word would be, sir?
Smile.
Oh, nice. Okay. It means we are all successful.
Absolutely.
You are most successful, Anubhav. Most successful man on the earth. You always keep smiling.
Thank you, sir. Okay, sir. If anybody else has some question, they may ask.
I think we are way behind. We are ahead of time. It's
Yeah.
17:10 and his time is precious. So in respect to the speaker's time, let's see what we have to do.
Yes, sir. With that, I would like to extend our deepest gratitude to our esteemed session speaker, Mr. Ramashrya Yadav, sir, for sharing his invaluable insights drawn from decades of leadership in the field of real estate, investment, and entrepreneurship. Sir, your words were not only informative, but truly inspiring. The knowledge and experience you have you thought through this session have left the lasting impression on all of us, and we are immensely grateful for your presence and contribution. I would also like to express heartfelt thanks to our respected moderator, Professor Dr. Mahesh Sharma, sir, for seamlessly guiding the session with great depth. Sir, your thoughtful questions and warm engagement brought immense clarity into the discussion. Thank you so much, both of you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Yadav ji. बहुत बहुत नमस्कार. Thank you आने के लिए.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
sir.
Thank you
Thank you
very
so
much,
much.
Ramji.
Thank you, sir.
We'll be in touch. Yeah. Thank you. Namaste. The host can close the meeting.